Blue Dub from Explore Football. Well, soccer fans, it looks as though Australia and Japan's monopoly on automatic qualification for the World Cup may be about to end. Let's take a look at the current standings in Asian World Cup Qualification Group B. Remembering that each team has 2 matches remaining, despite being atop the group, it's actually Japan who may be in the worst position due to the fact they face both Australia and then Saudi Arabia over the last 2 rounds. Let's go through the most likely scenarios we'll find ourselves at after round 9. In scenario 1, we have Japan winning against Australia and the Saudis beating UAE. If this happens, automatic qualification for Australia would be out of their own control. The Aussies would need to beat the Thais in their last match and pray that the Saudis lose to Japan on their own turf, and in the meantime make up a 4-goal differential with the Saudis. Now to what I consider the most likely scenario. Scenario 2, where Japan and Australia draw while the Saudis win against UAE. This puts Australia in control of their own destiny and leaves Japan in the perilous situation where they have to travel to Saudi Arabia and get all 3 points, assuming Australia actually wins against the Thais, to automatically qualify for the World Cup. Can you imagine the atmosphere in Saudi Arabia? Think back to Western Sydney Wanderers' ACL final, or you could just think back to Australia's most recent clash with the Saudis in Adelaide when the visitors refused to acknowledge the requested 1-minute silence to commemorate the 2 Australians murdered at the hands of radical Islamists in London. In scenario 3, Australia beats Japan in Japan and the Saudis win. This puts Australia in the clear. It leaves the Saudis and Japan to duke it out for the last automatic qualification spot in Group B, and once again a situation where Japan must take all 3 points. Now in scenario 4, Japan beats Australia while the Saudis draw with UAE. In this scenario, Australia is in deep doo-doo. Japan's win over Australia gives them automatic qualification, and the Saudis drawing with UAE puts them in a place where they're in front of Australia and will be up against a likely unmotivated Japan in their last match, as the Japanese in this scenario have already secured automatic qualification. In scenario 5, Japan and Australia draw and the Saudis draw with UAE. In this scenario, you can bank on Australia qualifying, as they should be able to take the 3 points against Thailand in their last match, allowing them to leapfrog either of Japan or Saudi, depending on who loses that match. In scenario 6, Australia defeats Japan and the Saudis draw with UAE. If this happens, Australia is secure, as Saudi Arabia and Japan can't both go past us, no matter what our result is against Thailand. Well, that wraps it up from me. I hope it's made things a little bit clearer for you, and please don't forget to take a look at the explorefootball.co website.